As I look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then storming winds go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Snort Burnell, DSP Gaming, returning to the old ways, e-begging. Now, coming off of what would be considered the catastrophe, the calamity, which was February 28th fundraiser stream, we've apparently Phil is trying to double back. Apparently, Phil needs to go back to a much more successful tactic that will help him moving forward. Being limited, being neutered even, as it pertains to some of the previous tactics, as it pertains to Twitch, has really set him back. Now, I want you guys to understand, if you guys haven't seen the previous videos, that he had quite the little gold mine going on over there. Wasn't necessarily a diamond mine, but it was a gold mine. And it could have worked well if he didn't get so greedy. Phil, you can't do a fundraiser month after month after month and not, and people not to catch on. Now, despite who may or may not have reported him, that is what it is. But it's very obvious that Phil got greedy. And in turn, Philip got caught, which caused the suspension. We've done a video on that as well as others. And then the actual failure, which was his actual... was the actual stream itself, making $106, maybe $107 out of, I don't know, $2,000, as well as the massive purge, the hemorrhaging of subs in abundance. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. We'll see what Snort Burnell has to say about this, and hopefully it'll be fun, be entertaining, and, we'll see how Phil decides to dig his way out of the situation. Because as I said in my last video, he's rock bottom by all means. But that does not mean he can't fall, he's fallen, but he hasn't hit rock bottom yet. He can still go further. We'll see how he gets there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Yes, folks. Indies.
And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, DSP Gaming, or we'll hear with Snort Burnell, DSP Gaming, returning to his old ways, e-begging.
It's a marathon tomorrow. I'll be playing 4 games. And as long as the voting doesn't change overnight, which I don't suspect it will, the 4 games will be as follows. Doki Doki Literature Club, VR Chat, Darkest Dungeon, and Getting Over It. Wow! We will have...
Yeah, that lineup sounds exciting. Very.
Have the so this is a marathon. It's a special event. It's not a full playthrough or narrative games that I'm going to be doing full playthroughs of. We will have the stream goals.
I'm not here to be a whore. Alright? I'm not here to beg you for money. I'm not going to sit here and beg you for fucking money.
Returning, trying to get a new subs goal and stuff like that. By the way, I have not announced the new sub goals yet, although I do know what they are.
They're going to be much lower this month because we're trying to get basically back up to where we were, okay?
Anyway, we'll have top cheerer, top tipper, subs goal, all that kind of stuff going on the stream.
Now, this is what I said in my last video where those little indicators, those little props that he has up in those fundraiser videos, so to speak, he's going to have to do that. That's going to be a reoccurring thing, if not a permanent thing now, because it's the only way he can really get his message out without saying fundraiser. That's where this whole special event situation is coming about. Like I said, Phil overplayed his cards, and he did it in the worst possible way. and whatnot. And let's be honest, the Patreon goals, the cheer goals, the cheer goals and his sub goals were subpar, and that's why he failed. DSP News.
As I usually do for multiplayer streams, it'll start around noonish Pacific time and run till around 7 or later Pacific time without any significant breaks. It's not like I'm going to take a 2-hour break for dinner or whatever. No, it's going to keep going, and it'll be all 4 of those games being played.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Sure do.
More than likely, VR chat will barely be played. And the reason being, if you guys didn't notice last time,
wow,
the game was a buggy mess, and people were finding ways to get it to crash on me.
So I'm not going to keep playing a game that's going to crash constantly. Last time.
Then why announce it? Just make it 3 games then, or let them vote on a 4th. Why would you put a game in there that you know that you're going to have problems with?
I played it for 90 minutes, and within the 90 minutes it crashed 7 times. I just gave up. More likely that's what's going to happen again, I'm assuming. And then, folks, it's going to be up to you, to determine what I'm going to be playing over the next couple of weeks, because there's really nothing going on in the realm of new releases for a bit now, and I'm going to be allowing you to vote on what next kind of anniversary playthrough would you like to see.
10 years making gameplay videos on YouTube. In mid-2016, I accidentally streamed myself masturbating. I'm constantly masturbating all around my streaming equipment, just so you guys know. Oh my god!
Well, good thing the new maid's there to clean all that up.
It's terrible.
Now that I think about that, so the new maid gets there, and literally, almost literally, within her first day, she basically re-cleans the whole house, and she cleans Phil's room. It makes you wonder why Panda never did it. Or, it makes you wonder why Phil never let Panda do it. Something to think about.
The current candidates are as follows. Mass Effect 2 Renegade Femme Chaperon. That's number 1. Number 2 will be Heavy Rain. Okay. Number 3 will be Silent Hill 2 HD. And ladies and gentlemen, I have decided, I made the executive decision to add a 4th game to the polling. Bully. Yes. So those are the 4 games. Mass Effect 2, Bully, Heavy Rain, or Silent Hill 2. So, it should be pretty interesting and fun to see what people vote for and what I'll be balancing, with all the other games that
None of those games are exciting, by the way. Not one of those games are exciting at all. That's just a terrible choice. Why don't he let the actual viewers choose the 4 games instead of Phil doing it? These are just 4 really bad games. Those are not exciting.
I'm playing. Oh, by the way, will I be playing PUBG? Yes, but not anywhere near as often as I used to.
Ladies and gentlemen, after I played PUBG on Wednesday, I realized the game is getting pretty stale at this point. This is the God's honest truth. Lol. Alright, and I'll be honest with you guys. Now it looks like we're going to have some month-end results for February.
Yeah, Snort Burnell says that the game is guilty of, the game is guilty that the fundraiser failed miserably. But in truth, Phil had always gone to PUBG thinking that was his golden goose. It was going to draw a lot of attention. It was going to get a lot of money. And in truth, he should just, like I said in previous videos, just switch back and forth between PUBG and Fortnite. Just do that. You know what I'm saying? Fortnite has a hell of a large following. It's almost as big, if not bigger, than PUBG. Just jump back and forth between the two. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let's be honest. Phil doesn't like any of these games anyway, so that's not an excuse. If you're trying to save your business, then you're supposed to be doing everything you can to do so. I'm just saying. You got to feed and clothe the new maid. So you got to make sacrifices. If you don't like the game, then you don't like the game, but you still got to play it because that's what's going to bring the viewership in. It is what it is.
February. It looks like February will be my absolute worst month ever on YouTube. That's your fault.
It is his fault, actually, because you're the one who chose to abandon YouTube for Twitch, remember? You're the one who reduced YouTube to an archive channel. Remember? It's just an archive. It has no other purpose than that. So, why were you banking on anything over there anyway? And if I remember correctly, if my history is if my history is on point, February is usually a weak month for him anyway. February and September, I think, are usually the weaker months for him, if I remember correctly. So it is what it is. Maybe not September so much because you're going into the holiday season. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. But that's neither here nor there. But, yeah, so it is what it is. You know this, Phil. You've been doing this for 10 years. So you should plan for this. You should have a little bit set aside for the weaker months of the year. But that would be logical, and Lord knows you're not that.
You created the monster.
Yep.
You unleashed the monster.
You sure did.
And now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you. That's your fault.
Wow.
And that's not an exaggeration. In the 10 years that I've put out content for YouTube, February is going to be the least views and the least amount of money raised. Views, views, views. I don't want to be Mr. Views.
Okay.
Wham! I'm not making ad revenue. Wham! And there's nothing I can do about that. You know, there's nothing I can do. I didn't change my content. I didn't do anything different. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. It was just a dead month for gaming. There wasn't a lot going on. And the stuff that was, Phil should play this, I didn't like it. And I'm going to make the determination on what I like, what I don't like, and what's going to be good content for you know, me and my streams. So February was the worst month ever. That really sucks. Why does that suck, folks? Because as I told you guys, coming up in April, my taxes are due. And I have 2 big lumps of taxes, plus back taxes that I'm going to have to pay. And basically, I'm going to get a tiny YouTube payment. That's not good. All right? Just being real with you guys. I don't know how I'm going to pay these taxes coming up.
That's your own fault, though. Because like I said, if you'd preserved YouTube and actually did something with it, put some time into it instead of putting all your eggs in the basket on Twitch, you know what I'm saying? You'd been a little bit better than you are now. I'm not going to say you would have been fine, but you would have been in a better condition, in a better situation than you are now. But you're the one who threw all your eggs in the basket. You're the one who shits on YouTube day in, day out, but then you're mad because the money isn't coming heavy through there. That makes no sense. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's absolutely stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious that you need both medians. You need both of them to come through. So respect both of them. Don't just shit on YouTube and praise Twitch, knowing that you're still dependent on YouTube. You're an idiot. You got what you got.
Unless the next couple of months end up really, or I say not even the next couple of months, because it's only about a month and a half left until I have to pay these taxes. Unless I could really get, you know, people coming out and tipping significantly, I'm going to be in trouble.
And this is what Snort Burnell is saying, that he has no choice but to go back to the old way of kind of just begging blatantly. But he can only do that on YouTube now, though. He can't do that on Twitch now. He screwed that up. You know, he can no longer say fundraiser. It can't be in his tags or any of that nonsense. He can't even hint at it. He has to do all of that through YouTube now. You know what I mean? Which kind of hurts him, because if he had actually built, if he was continuing to bring in viewership into YouTube and then bring them over to Twitch, he'd have been in a good position. Now he has to go back to YouTube, which is damn near dead, and try to essentially resurrect some type of fan base over there, and get them conditioned with the brainwashing to bring him over to Twitch to give him the money. Because I don't think he has a donation button on his YouTube channel. I don't think you really need one, actually, but you know what I mean. And some people might not even, and at this point, there's probably very few people who want to transition over to Twitch now for him. They just want to see what he has on YouTube, and that's it. And that's if they want to do that. Yet again, if Phil would have smartened up all those months ago, you know, yet again, he can't see. He can only see in the short term. It's all he's good for. It's all he knows. Whether that's his fault, whether it's his family's fault, who cares? That's what he has to deal with now. Who's to blame is irrelevant, to be honest. That is his way of life. That's how he decides to get it, and he didn't want to change. So, whether it's his fault or his family's fault, he's the one that has to live with the consequences.
Real talk, I'm basically just going to have to tell my tax attorney I can't pay my taxes. It's going to have to wait, and I'm probably going to have a bunch of fees and or interest that's going to accrue because of it. I don't know what else to do. You know, I don't know what they are yet. You know, I'll have more information as this happens, but I did finish my taxes on Monday, and I sent them to my attorney, and You know, he's going to be working on them this month and getting back to me on what they are. But when I'm taking a look and I'm like, man, this is the worst month ever on YouTube. By the way, I should tell you this, guys. It was definitely not the worst month ever on Twitch. It was a good month. This shocks me.
On Twitch, overall, things were pretty good in February. Even though it was a short month, and even though we did lose a ton of subs, it was still a good month. Overall, I think it was actually my 4th best month. So we are still on a great. If you actually take a look, on average, my views are doing good. You know, we're getting more people per average on stream, which is good. You know, that's what we want. We want more followers. We want more average viewers. We're building. We got more of a following. That's good. The growth of my Twitch channel is continuing.
I know you're lying.
And he might very well, obviously he's lying because we know he's in decline. But you see how he has to try to reinforce the confidence that Twitch is still doing well. He has to do it because if people find out that he's already abandoned YouTube essentially, and Twitch is floundering, he's screwed. He's royally screwed. So he has to keep up with the lie. He has to keep up with the illusion that Twitch is thriving. Because if not, then he's dead in the water.
What a complete idiot.
The only thing that was negative was we lost a bunch of subs because a lot of these were gifted, and a lot of people didn't come back after the gifted subs and resub. You know, creating the illusion that it was a bad month on Twitch. It wasn't, okay?
Well, that and all the people that you banned too. Which, those are the same people who were gifted subs also. Ironically enough. Not all of them, but the largest percentage of them. That might have had something to do with it. I don't know. It's possible. I could be wrong. Haven't been wrong yet, though. But I could be wrong. I might be stretching the truth. I could be reaching.
But the sad fact is, YouTube was terrible. Alright, it was terrible. And at this point...
Like I said, I'm nervous because once I find out what I owe on these taxes coming up in April, I don't know how I'm going to pay them.
Now, here's the thing that let's try to look at the big picture for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. He started that begathon, that fundraiser back in the end of December. We're in the middle, no, not even the middle, I'm sorry, we're at the beginning of March. So he couldn't even keep this up for 3 months. He really couldn't. He couldn't keep it together for 3 months. He had some momentum, he had all that money come in, and he still failed. He still screwed up. He still couldn't make things. He couldn't even keep everything just going to just be stable for 3 months. 90 days is all he had to do, and he couldn't even do that. That's what I'm saying. Dspgaming has been limping along for years. And as time has gone on, it's getting harder and harder. And here's the thing that makes it even more interesting is the fact that he feels the need to bash those people who are successful. Those people who have stuck to one type of game, for example, and made a lot of money off it and got a lot of success and a lot of exposure and has a huge fan base. And he looks at how diverse his business is, if you want to call it that, and he thinks that's the high point of it. But he's failing. He's failing miserably. And he knows it. But yet he still feels the need to lash out at other people. Why? Instead of you concentrating on shitting on the next man or woman or whoever, focus on what you need to focus on, your business. But he always has to have a quick pro quo for somebody else and what their business is doing and how much money they're making. He can never just stay in his own damn lane. You don't sit there and talk shit about other people when you're drowning or when you're about to go under. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're supposed to be doing the best you can for yourself. What makes you think you're in a position to bash somebody else and what they're doing and how their business is being run? Don't get me wrong. Other people who are way more successful than Phil have their problems too. But do you see them bashing Phil? They don't even know who he is. He's a grain of sand to them. But yet Phil, at the bottom, feels the need to go ahead and just spew everything at everybody else above him. And none of them even notice. And that's the thing. He talks just for the sake of talking, with no substance. No one cares. Just like when he blamed Almighty Tevin not too long ago about him, being a hindrance to him, the new thorn in his side, so to speak. Most of the people in his chat don't even know who he is. Everybody else just threw out N-bombs, showing how ignorant they are. For what? What did that do for you, Phil? It gave you some brief, momentarily satisfaction? I mean, I would assume that's all Kat's getting. Maybe that's why we don't see her. Maybe because he doesn't want us to see the disappointment on her face. I mean, that's fine. But, it's, at the end of the day, Phil, you're going to have to put some real work in. Not just with Kat, but with the business. If not, someone's just going to swoop that pussy up. I'm just saying. DSP News.
I really don't. Like I said, I have some money saved up that was extra from the end of last year. And right now, any little bit of extra money. But the problem is now, let me put it this way. Even though Twitch was really good in February, between what I made on Twitch and the little bit I made on YouTube, I'm barely going to be able to cover my bills. I should be able to, but I'm barely going to be able to cover my bills in April. So where's the money going to come from to pay?
No, wait a second. You said what you made on Twitch and what little bit you made from YouTube, plus the money that you had saved up from your previous taxes and from December. You're telling me you still can't make it happen? If he was smarter with his spending, he wouldn't have this problem, ladies and gentlemen.
These taxes. See what I mean? It suck. How about instead of all that dumb fucking shit, you actually put on a fucking shirt and tie, you come into work, you sit the fuck down at a desk, and you actually do some goddamn fucking work.
If I didn't have this whole stupid back tax issue with the state of Washington, and that hadn't sucked my resources and my finances, all that money, that you guys supported me with at the end of last year would have went to these taxes coming up, which it should have been. But instead...
So wait a second. Are you saying that if you didn't have the back tax situation, you still were planning on doing like a fundraiser type situation to cover your taxes? Which would only clarify and confirm my suspicion that this is just a con game. The back taxes just happen to work in your favor. If they're if that's even true. Sorry, if that's even true that you have back taxes. You were planning on using Twitch and the fundraiser to cover your taxes from this day forward. Right? Now you're saying you have to kind of say back taxes because that's what propelled all of this in the first place. It's the sandy foundation that you're using for this Ponzi scheme. But in a way, he's already confirmed that if he didn't have the back taxes, he was still going to do fundraisers and he was still going to use that money to pay for his taxes from now on. So he didn't have to worry about it. So then everything from Twitch and YouTube and Patreon, which is floundering currently, would go strictly to him. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? You give him enough time and you give him enough slack and he'll hang himself. He doesn't know how to do anything else. DSP News.
And I got screwed by an asshole tax attorney back in Connecticut who didn't want to do his fucking job and pretty much screwed me over.
The whole thing is ludicrous. It's dumb as fuck. It doesn't make any logical sense from someone who thinks about this logically. If you take your fanboy glasses off for a second, you look at it, you're like, huh?
I certainly don't want to say, the sky is falling and say this is the end of everything or anything like that.
It's not yet.
All right, we're not close to that, but potentially this year I got to see what happens. Hopefully we continue with the positivity and the growth around the Twitch streaming. Okay, hopefully YouTube bounces back. This is the other thing, guys, which you guys might not be aware. YouTube typically does take a nosedive in January and February. It almost always happens, and then I'd say probably around March, April is when YouTube ad revenue starts to climb back up to where it's supposed to be.
Now, I want you to think about this for a second, ladies and gentlemen. What you're seeing here is the typical behavior of someone who lives and dies by what he knows. He's the one who made the transition over to Twitch and then shitted on YouTube. He shitted on it so hard and said that Twitch is where he needs to be. He's getting all this help now. Like, when he was with YouTube, he had no one that could actually help him. He had no one to talk to, despite the fact that he was with Machinima for all those years, and they took really good care of him. But, YouTube never did shit for him. He never had a lifeline. He never had anybody to talk to. But Twitch, though, he has somebody. Which, come to find out, that was a lie, too. But, Twitch is where it's at. And Twitch takes such good care of him, and Twitch loves him and loves his channel. And that's his future. But yet now, that Twitch ain't smacked him down, he doesn't want to shit on Twitch yet, because he can't. He knows he can't. There's too much money over there to be had by doing so. But you see him slowly but surely clawing back to YouTube. Oh, well, fuck YouTube. I still hate it, but, this is the slow time for YouTube, and it happens, So it's not that big of a deal. After he had already propagated the concept that this is my worst month on YouTube, and it's horrible, and this, that, and the third. But now he's like, oh, this happens every year. So, if we can just, bring back some of the focus to YouTube and help strengthen the income over there, because Twitch is already doing really well, we can make this we can make this work. This can happen for all of us. Instead of when he made the transition over to Twitch, still make the focus of YouTube, still make YouTube a very vital component. You know what I mean? Make it worthwhile still. Those reviews that people were asking for, they don't have to be highly edited. They don't have to have any of these things. Just record it on Twitch so people can initially see it, and then put it over there on YouTube for other people who want to see it on demand. So you're still showing YouTube that type of love that the people who, as he said himself, who don't have enough bandwidth to watch it on stream can watch it on YouTube. But he didn't want to do that. He says that, oh, well, after I finish the game, I give my opinions on it anyway. Your opinions on a game and a review are a little bit different. People want a 30-minute review of you just sitting on your ass and telling them how the game is. Not a 10 or 15-minute rant out of you after you finish a game. There's a difference between the two. A constructive opinion and then opinion that's based on salt are two different things. But you were too lazy to do that. Even though all you have to do is cut that segment off and then just put it on YouTube as a review in its own right, which is what I said you should do, as many people have. But you didn't want to do it. So now it's funny how you have to go back crawling to YouTube now. And you have to now build the confidence for YouTube. And all you're doing is confusing these kids. Because they're all thinking, oh yeah, YouTube ain't shit because this is the future for Phil. But now you're backtracking and saying, yeah, I need you guys to really come back to YouTube and help me and help support me over there. But you weren't saying that a month ago. You were shitting on YouTube a month ago. But now you have to go back. And that's what I'm saying. Where's your pride at? Where is his pride when it comes to these things? At the end of the day, if when you talk about your 10 years, sorry, goddamn, I cannot talk right now. When you talk about your 10-year legacy, it's supposed to be on YouTube because that's where you started. So why don't you preserve that? The whole concept of your 10-year legacy is YouTube, not Twitch. So you're supposed to be making the emphasis be YouTube, even though you're on Twitch, you're streaming, you're doing all these things. But YouTube is supposed to be the focus because this right here is the milestone of your 10 years. That's where you got your start. See what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to work, Phil. And somehow you're not catching the lesson. All right, DSP news.
The sad fact, though, is that no one knows if that's going to happen because guess what? YouTube lost a ton of its advertisers,
And it makes me nervous that, what's going to happen here because I still sadly rely on some of that income, okay?
So that being said, we'll see what happens. I will give you guys more information. Really, I won't know anything, quite frankly, until my tax attorney does some work, figures out what I owe, and then I can look at my finances versus what I owe and when it's due. And, it's funny because the other thing is, so people say, well, that's fine, Phil, just delay your payment. You'll be okay. Yeah, well, you guys don't realize, I don't just owe taxes in April. I owe taxes in April, I owe taxes in June, I owe taxes in September, and I owe taxes in December. So I don't pay in April, and then, but...
So this goes back to what I had already said. I said originally he was going to do a fundraiser for his taxes 3 times a year. And then he would probably have a supplemental fundraiser for subs on Twitch every 2 months. So theoretically, I'm right. But yet again, you're going to do a fundraiser every 2 months. How did you not think you weren't going to get caught? Like I said, you got greedy, Phil. You should have did it every 3 months, like I said, for the first year, and you would have slid under the radar. And then you could have gone for doing a supplemental, which is essentially what it is, a supplemental fundraiser, every 2 months, or a mini fundraiser, or a mini special event fundraiser, however you want to word it. But see, you got too greedy, and you try to do everything at once, and that's how you got caught up. Greedy son of a bitch.
In June I can catch up, but what about the June payment? See, that's my problem. It's kind of a rolling problem. That's why I'm hopefully, with new games starting up, new playthroughs, new releases coming out. Hopefully this month we'll see a boost. We'll see people, more people coming out to watch streams than before. We'll reinvigorate. There's been a lot of people who haven't been around recently because there's been no high-profile new releases at all. And I understand why would you come around to watch if you're a person who just likes watching new releases? All right, then why would you care about my streams right now? Hopefully this month will fix some of that. Okay, I hope so. So we'll find out. I'll let you guys know.
But I just find it so hilarious that people still fall for this shit. It's saying, how can we have revenue streams from idiots? How do we fool the common moron into giving us money for zero effort?
I am here to announce the new sub goals for my Twitch channel in the month of March. Okay? We're currently around 430 subs. We're floating around there. All right? It goes up, it goes down. We obviously are pushing for growth.
Pretty pathetic. So fucking greedy.
All right? So here's what we're going to do. The first sub goal, all right, for the month of March, if we can hit 500 subscribers for the month of March, it's time for the Patron's Choice playthrough. All right? I'm very excited to see what games people would nominate and vote to see me play. People have been having all these suggestions recently. Knights of the Old Republic, Jack 3, this game, that game, this game. In fact, you'll see on streams people cheer constantly. Are you going to play this game? Are you going to play that game? And I'm like, well, that's something that, Patron's Choice makes sense. All right? So here's how it works.
Now, listen to what he just said. Patron's Choice makes sense. So he's only going to, let's be honest. He's only going to play the game, and it'll only be exciting. It'll only be fun. It'll only be interactive as long as you guys are giving him money. As long as he's being flooded with cash. And he might be the first, couple streams. But once it starts to die down, his mood's going to start to change. And as his mood starts to change, he's going to start to get more agitated. He's going to start to get more irritated. And he's just going to lose interest in the game. And then he might just quit it for whatever reason. We'll see. We'll see.
Works. If we get 500 total subs here, all right, on the channel, the Twitch channel, by the end, any time during this month, 500, what do they call it? Consecutive, not consecutive, all at once, concurrent. That's
concurrent,
what yeah. 500 concurrent subs this month. What's going to happen is patrons who pledge this month, $5 or more, they'll be nominating and voting on a Patron's Choice playthrough that'll be coming up, okay? Could be anything. It could be a GameCube game. People would say, Phil, play Paper Mario, The 1,000-Year Door. Play Eternal Darkness. Play this and that. That's what I mean. Perfect opportunity, all right? Uriah Hall just sits and run. See what I mean? Like, there's so much opportunity. That's why I love these Patron's Choice playthroughs, okay?
That's funny, because didn't he get pissed off during that Mario Sunshine? When he said that he had to spend all that money to get the game and get all this extra stuff? When, in truth, he should have picked all that up with the $12.50 he was paid for to do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, yet again, that was a Patreon goal. You already had the $12.50 in hand. You should have paid for all that right then and there, which would have cost him, let's just round up to $200. He still walked away with $1,000, and then he still made more on stream. But yet again, he wants to be so greedy that he feels like he should get paid for it on YouTube. Greedy bastard.
So, that's goal number 1. 500 subs by the end of the month. Can we hit it? I fully believe we can. We were way over 500 subs. Now, a lot of those were gifted. But the fact that we've got new content coming out this month, new games, right? I'm going to be starting up new playthroughs. I think we can reinvigorate things around here. We can get subscriptions back up to where they were, at least close. Okay.
How are you going to do that when you ban so many people, though? I don't know if Eddie B, for example, on YouTube and on Twitter, actually has, if he follows that, because he already follows a lot of Phil's financial aspects, which is great, by the way, because that's super helpful. I'll try to have some of that on screen in this video. If not, I'll do it in another video coming up, because he just released all of his reports. But I don't know if he actually tracks or if anybody tracks, in fact, how many people are banned from Phil's streams every month. But Phil has dropped easily 10 or 15 people in the last month or so, if not more. His fan base is dwindling because he keeps banning them. So how do you expect for things to kind of revitalize itself when you keep banning people? That's one of the reasons why a lot of these gifted subs don't come back. They got banned. Like, why would you do that? What's the point? And they get in most cases, I should say, they're banned for just petty bullshit. Just absolutely petty, mindless bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, just for stuff that's just completely stupid. That, you know, if your ego's so fragile, if you can't handle basic questions as it pertains to your situation because you don't want to tell anybody because you're going to expose yourself, stop talking. Stop talking. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. But you can't. The fan base has dwindled, and a lot of it's his own fault. So yet again, the pig pen is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Sooner or later, there's not going to be enough pigs there to get bacon or ham. You know what I'm saying? He's barely going to get anything out of it, and it's his own fault.
Okay, so that's tier 1. That's tier 1. Tier 2. The tier 2 goal for the month. 550 subs. Alright, so that's a stretch goal. Obviously, that's a big stretch goal, right? If we get 550 subs, then I'll be starting up the cooking show, which was the lower level goal from last month, and apparently it didn't really motivate many people to pledge or sub. I thought it would, considering people have asked me for a cooking show for 7 years. I hate to say it, folks. All this proves, alright, is very simple. It's a vocal minority. It's a very vocal minority of people who actually want to see me do a cooking show. In fact, it's probably 100 people or less. It just seems to me it's people who, we want to see the show, but we're not even going to, throw you a subscription on Twitch in order to make it happen. Well, then you really don't care. Really, all you're doing is you're nagging me for 7 fucking years for a cooking show that you don't really care about. It's that simple.
No. Let me cut in there for a minute. That's not true. That's not true. What he was proposing is it being a cooking show with him and Kat. No one wants to see that. Rhyming accidentally. What people are asking for is poorly cooking with the king. That's him by himself making his shitty little meals. That is debatable whether he ate them or not. Because I don't think he actually ate any of those things on camera. And a lot of that stuff I wouldn't eat. A lot of that stuff was absolutely hideous that I'd never have touched. But that's just me. I don't have the stomach of a vulture where my digestive juices can handle all that poison. I'm sorry, I'm not built like that. But that's what people ask for. He's trying to force on everybody, the cooking show with me and Kat. When the very fan base who are saying we don't want that are the very ones that keep telling Phil, don't put her out there. If she wants to do stuff on her Twitter, or if she wants to do stuff on her YouTube channel, that's fine, but do not exploit her. They've been telling him that since day one, and yet he's still trying to forcefully push her onto them. And that's why he didn't hit the goal. Well, like I said, he banned a bunch of them, but nobody wants to see him exploit his girlfriend for his own means. And he's not dumb, and he's so dumb, and he's so egotistical that he don't see it. He doesn't realize it, because as I've said before, she's merely a means to an end. There is no love there. It's only what he can get out of her. You know what I mean? And what he's hoping to do is have what he feels is an attractive woman up there cooking meals, and he'll get the hot din out of it. He'll get the subs. He'll get the donations. You know what I mean? He everything is kind of in favor for him to benefit, but only if he can get them there. And he can't convince the cult to let her be put on the altar to be sacrificed. He can't do it. It was just like the situation with Panda all those years ago, except for he has no footing now. So he's up there on Twitter crying and complaining about how, I don't want her to end up like what happened with Panda, and Panda hasn't come out against me yet, and so on and so forth. There's an interesting conversation going on why Panda hasn't exploited him yet. Exposed him, I'm sorry. exposed him on her situation just yet, which we don't know. I might save that for a whole nother video. We'll talk about that maybe. But they just don't want history to repeat itself. They're trying to save him. And the best way to save him is through her. And he's not smart enough to see it. What are you going to do? DSP News.
So that's the stretch goal. We already hit 500 subs and we do the Patriots Choice, which I know a lot of people want to see, a playthrough, a new kind of downtime playthrough get play. Then, alright, we'll be doing this cooking show. Alright? So, we'll see how it goes. Will we hit it? I don't know. Alright?
I don't think he's going to hit it because, yet again, no one wants to see her get exploited. If he agrees to do poorly cooking with the king, and it's just him, people will sub to it because they want to see him do badly on that shit. But Phil's looking at it as, why am I going to waste all this money and whatnot and get all these and get minimum views? Wouldn't you guys rather see an attractive woman do all this work? No. His fan base does not want to see that. It's obvious she can cook. He's been boasting about it since she got there. But they want to see him fail at it, and that's what he doesn't want to do. He wants to make sure all the cards are set up in his favor. And like I said, yet again, it's more greed. He's not willing. It's the greed that pushes him forward, but he's not willing to bleed to obtain what comes out of it. And he's wasting his own time. And he's wasting their time. So they're just slowly but surely diminishing. They're just getting out of there. Why not? You know what I mean? Nothing's coming out of this. It's a waste.
Now, here's the thing. If people say, oh, well, we really don't care about the cooking show anymore, alright? Well, then guess what? I won't do that as the goal. We'll change it. We'll actually change it, alright? What I'll do is, very frankly, I'll change it up to something silly. Like, if you guys remember, the month of January, I was very successful with my subscription goals, right? I was. And if you guys remember, what were the goals? A couple of silly episodes of DSP Tries It. In one episode, I was in the shower. In another episode, I was trying to wax back and playing with fidget spinners, alright? If you guys like that shit, and if that's what you want as a stretch goal for subs, I'll do that instead.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa! Don't look.
It's gross. It's for this.
Yep.
It's not because they love what they're doing.
Right.
It's not because for the love of the game or
right.
because they're true gamers. It's for this. And this is what it's become. It's not about putting out a quality review. It's not about putting out a quality playthrough or quality stream. It's about making this. Anything for this, right?
Yep.
If really the cooking show is not interesting to you, then I will do something different, okay? And I'm okay with that. The only reason I made the cooking show goal is because I had people coming in literally every day, badgering me for a cooking show. And I'm like, well, you asked for it for 7 years, I'll give you what you want, and then no one cared. So obviously it wasn't that people...
It wasn't that no one cared, though. It's just you're trying to put Cat on the front lines so you can have all the benefits, and that's not what people want. If you want to make this money and you want to get these subs to inflate your channel, to prove that your channel's growing, you got to bleed a little bit. And the thing is Phil don't want to bleed. He doesn't want to bleed anymore. He doesn't want to do something that's going to embarrass himself, I should say. And we all know that she can cook, so there's no fun in that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to see a good cooking show, go to Food Network or go to Cook TV or go to their websites or go to the app. You want to see an attractive woman that's cooking, go to both of those channels and you can take your pick. Seriously. But Phil don't want to bleed though. And everybody knows, because Phil has read those the comments under those videos, how they're shitting on him and how bad it was. He was handling raw bacon and then bread fell on the floor, then he picked it back up, and in that whole little trifecta that I just named there, he didn't wash his hands once. And the thing that really hurts his feelings, believe it or not, is him pouring that bacon down the toilet, which was... it was hideous. It was horrifying watching that shit. No pun intended. It was gross. His incompetence is on a whole nother level. So, like I said, that's why he needs Kat. He needs Kat to be the general focus. He believes that she's attractive enough and that how good of a cook that she is will be enough to carry the day. Now, there's plenty of people who feel a certain type of way about her personality. Like there's nothing there. It's like talking to a piece of wood, whatever the case may be. I don't know. It's whatever. It's whatever. I feel like I could listen to her if I needed to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really care, I guess. I'm not sweating it. I'm not forced to listen to her, so it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, sure, could she do a good cooking show? Maybe. If she can throw some personality behind it, it might be cool. But if she's just gonna go through the generics of it, then it's just like it's literally listening to an audiobook of another cooking book or something. Of another cookbook, sorry. It's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? She has to throw some personality into that. But that's not the point. The point is Phil, they want to see you fail at poorly cooking with the king. So do it. Because you need the money right now. You're desperate. So just make it happen. If not, then you're going to have to put some work in somewhere else. You can't keep pushing her onto your fan base. They've made it very clear since the beginning. We don't want her to get exploited. If you're not, and the thing is, and I have to give his fan base at least some credit, they have stood up collectively and said, we're not going to let this happen to her. And what you saw with the failure in February proves that. But now he wants to sit there and say, oh, only a small demographic, only this, only that. He knows what they want, but he won't do it. It's, yet again, he's perpetuating his own demise. DSP News, sorry.
Who really wanted the cooking show. Like I said, it was just a vocal minority who weren't willing actually to even do a sub in order to get it. So, obviously, it's not that important, right? So,
if you say so.
That being said, let's see what happens. If people want the cooking show, they'll sub this month. If they don't, right, then maybe I'll change the goal. So, let's review. Sub goals for March. 500 subs achieved. Patriots Choice returns. We will be guaranteed doing a Patriots Choice playthrough, and the Patriots will nominate and vote on a fun game for the downtime playthrough, and we'll see how it goes. Alright? 550 subs. I'll either be doing a cooking show, or if people really don't care about that, then I'll be doing another silly episode of DSP Tries It. Alright? Sound good?
I'm a mature adult, and I'm not a children's entertainer.
If you really want to help me out, in particular, and I'm going to be talking about this all the time, so you just better get used to it.
What? Why am I talks?
Okay, now, let me talk about that for a minute. Now, this was probably, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 videos back. I had said that don't be surprised if he starts putting DSP Tries It's behind paywalls. And I still feel that way. And as you saw with the fidget spinner and that whole ear, whatever that was, that ear cleaning device, you're starting to see that. If that works, it'll only be a matter of time until he actually puts the actual food ones behind paywalls too. Or the more special, or the more like special event ones he'll put behind paywalls. For example, the ones where the girl, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he does this, but he better not, because that'd be stupid. Remember when Panda used to make meals? And like Snort Burnell's done a bunch of those. I was actually considering on going over and doing a couple of videos over some of those meals that she made, because there's like 15 videos of those out, maybe 20. I was thinking about doing that. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till the summer or something. And we'll see. But anyway, he might consider actually doing a situation where, okay, guys, she's going to make this really elaborate meal coming up, next week or whatever. So we're going to make it a DSP Tries It. And if you guys want, we can make that the monthly goal. And you'll actually see the cooking process, and then you'll actually get to see us try it. Now, that's going a little bit further because we never actually saw Panda put the meal together. And in truth, I'm well aware that I'm actually giving him the idea to do that. The problem is it'll fail because, like I said, no one wants to see that happen. But he could try that and see what would happen. It's a good idea. You know what I mean? He would have to speed it up, though, kind of like he did with that meatball video, which was just, Jesus Christ, that shit was devastating. The amount of sugar he threw into that watery contraption that he called tomato sauce was, I got post-traumatic stress disorder off that already. Jesus Christ, that was horrible. Anyway, it's just something that he could do. Is he smart enough to do it? Probably not. Let's hope he's not, I should say. Don't take the idea without giving it some forethought, Phil. But we'll see.
It's getting worse and worse.
That guy needs to be kicked in the freaking balls.
Yes, he does.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, he
You know,
is.
it's a real thing that's coming up. It's a concern. If I can't pay my taxes, the government's going to come after me, and I'm going to lose my house. It's that simple. If I can't pay my taxes this year, I'll lose my house. And it sucks because it's not your fault. It's not my fault that I'm now on back tax, regimen for the next year because I got all fucked up with this idiot in Connecticut who screwed me over last year, or for 3 years, who didn't do my taxes properly, and now I owed thousands of dollars of back taxes in January that I had.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It sounds like December all over again. I'm sorry, guys. It really does. We're back in December all over again.
Okay, that should have been money.
All we need is the Christmas lights, and we're good to go. Because we barely see Cat anyway, so it's just like the first time around.
That went towards my federal taxes that didn't. Now I'm have higher federal taxes and I don't have the money for them. It's all this fucker's fault. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't sue him. Obviously I don't have the money to pay my taxes. I don't have the money to sue the guy. So all that being said, if you really want to help out with the situation, you like what I'm doing, you like the new positivity around the streams, you like everything that's going on, you want to see it continue, you want to see this continue to grow, you like all this, the best way you can help right now would be to tip me, okay?
Let me fucking unleash the beast. You feed
Oh
me
my God.
more. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
Oh my god.
This kind of shit needs to come out. This kind of shit needs to be exposed for what it is. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control.
Nope.
And any tips you leave between now and April when I owe my taxes directly help me with that. Any tips you give me will...
And Snort Burnell is right. Twitch, you have to work. This is really what he's boxed himself into. Twitch has to pan out for him now. It has to. Because if not, he's SOL. He's SOL. He really is. Twitch has to work out this year. I don't want to say like he only, next 6 months. I would say between now and December, Twitch needs to work out. And like I said, the only way he's going to do that is if he has organic growth. These whole gifting sub things and no one's renewing them and all that, he's shooting himself in the foot. And the people who are doing that, you're only hurting Phil. He needs organic growth. And he needs people that are consistently re-upping their subscriptions. And guess what? Phil needs to stop banning people. If you're a mod, if you're a fan of Phil and you're watching this video right now, and you're watching it up to this point, tell Phil he needs to stop banning people. He needs to stop. Because if not, he's going to drown. He's going to fail. He needs to stop banning people. If not, he's screwed. Just being perfectly honest with you.
Go to taxes, okay? Tell you right now, any tips sent to me, go straight to the taxes, 100%. So I need your help at this point. I'm going to be appealing to you every day about this, for the next month and a half. I need your help as much as possible. If you have a choice between, I'd like to help Phil out, how can I help him? Please tip me. That's the best way you can do it right now, all right? 100% that is the way. And I'll be talking about this more moving forward, all right? Insane amount of disgusting toxicity, toxic toilet juice. Shout outs!
Gangsta Phil did a 25-inch here and said there is a streamer called Ninja who plays Fortnite exclusively. He had under 10,000 subs, then he has 60,000, now he has 100,000. He makes $250,000 a month from subs, literally living every gamer's dream. Fortnite is bigger than PUBG. It's a stupid viral piece of garbage.
You're an idiot. You're a freaking idiot, Phil. Now let me explain. First off, I like watching Ninja and whatnot. He's played with Dr. Disrespect. He's played with a bunch of other guys. Ninja's a talented individual. Really is. And you can learn a lot watching his Fortnite streams. Talented individual. All right. The thing is about Ninja is Ninja really immerses himself in the game. And he gives off really good tips. He's very entertaining to watch. There's something about him and his gameplay, really, and his personality in a lot of ways, that draws people in. Now, as it pertains to the game of Fortnite, this proves what I've been saying already, that Phil needs to go back and forth between the two. I don't care if Phil don't like the game. I really don't give a rat's ass if you don't like the game, Phil. You need that game. Twitch needs to work out for you, and guess what? That's where all the little kiddies are at. A lot of the kids, a lot of everybody is watching Fortnite. And that's what you need to do. If Phil got into a game, let me give you guys a really good example. If Phil got into a game with Dr. Disrespect or with Ninja or with any of these really top streamers and whatnot, and he gets busted up, especially if he actually made it long enough to where someone like Ninja ends up beating him or whatnot, and his name came across their screen, like if DSP Gaming, I don't know what his name is on oh well, actually he plays on PC. To be honest with you, I don't think he plays on console. Ninja does. All right, let's just say Ninja was playing on console. Okay, let's just say that. And DSP Gaming came across his screen and whatnot. People be like, DSP Gaming? Now, Ninja's probably not going to know who he is. And if so, Ninja's not going to give him no shine, because Ninja's going to be like, oh, I won. He goes into his victory dance, and then he gets ready to start the next game. But some people might be like, huh. And because there's going to be at least a few people in the chat of 10, 15,000 people are going to be like, oh, I know who DSP Gaming is. He's this toxic guy, yada, yada, yada. He's streaming right now. And a few people might actually be like, oh, well, let's go over there and see what he's about. And then you see what I'm saying? You kind of see how, even though it's not direct promotion, it still could benefit Phil. You see how that works, Phil? That's how business kind of works in some ways. At least the publicity aspect of it. But instead, you're taking a game that's free to play, that's enormously popular, whether it's a flash in the pan or not is irrelevant. Right now, it's what's in. It's what people are going to watch, and it's what people like to watch and play. You need to get in there and get whatever money you can off of it. You need to get in there and get whatever subs and whatever else out of it while you can. I don't care if you don't like the game or not. You're not in position for that, Phil. You're just sat there and said you don't want to lose your house, and it's coming down to that. Then now you need to go ahead and you need to make some shit happen. Then you've played it before. The game runs the game runs well. It's fun to play, and this is all my personal opinion. It's fun to play. You need to play it. You need to play it. You need to go back and forth between these two games. You need to. If you're really trying to save your house, that's what you're going to do. If you're really trying to pay these taxes, that's what you're going to do. You don't even you've said it plenty of times, you don't even like PUBG. So what do you care if you don't like Fortnite? You don't like PUBG. But you need both of them. You purposely put yourself in a position to be dependent on PUBG. You might as well jump on that Fortnite train for whatever time that it has, while the sun's still shining on it, and play it. Because we all know but you and me, Phil, know what you're going to do, aren't you? You're going to wait until you're so desperate that you'll start playing Fortnite. But by then, and this is if, I don't see Fortnite dying anytime soon, but let's just say if, you're going to come in at the end of that train. When something else has popped up that starts to take a little bit of the spotlight away from Fortnite. And then no one's going to care. And then you're just going to sit there and be like, see, I told you guys, I told you it was just a flash in the pan. 6 months later, 8 months later, a year later, instead of jumping on it right now, when the very people in your fan base are asking you to play it. That's what you're going to do. DSP News.
Just like PUBG is. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you guys. There's no longevity in doing this shit when it comes to playing viral games, right? How many people have gotten popular for playing a viral game and now no one cares about them anymore? It's just a fact of life, okay? Fortnite in particular, I hate. PUBG, do I like it on Xbox One? No. But I don't hate it. I can play it, and there's been updates. It's interesting to see how the updates affect gameplay, and there's some suspenseful endings. I actually hate Fortnite. I'm sorry, I hate the game. It's not my style of game. I don't want the moment I drop that if I don't land on a good weapon, I'm immediately slaughtered by 14 people who all spawned around me because the maps are so small. I don't want it to be about me spamming fucking walls and stairs around my body in a third-person shooter. The game sucks.
Any moment, I can pick up a controller, and I can play any game at professional level. I'm good at lying.
Not really.
I'm sorry, for someone like me who grew up in an era of traditional games, this game is stupid. I hate it. I just don't like it. I'm not saying it's bad. If you like it, that's fine.
What happened to that whole, I'm all about looking forward instead of looking back? What happened to that whole situation about, oh, this is the modern era as it pertains to gaming? I thought you were trying to immerse yourself into that, Phil. This is what's paying the bills for people right now. There are people who have devoted whole YouTube channels just to re-uploading clips of other people's stuff, and they're making money on YouTube. Shit, some of them are making money on Twitch, and they don't even play the game. They're just re-uploading other people's clips. Everybody's making money off it right now. Who cares if there's no longevity to it? You need money right now. You're desperate right now. You're saying you're going to lose your house right now. So who cares if there's no longevity into it? Who cares if you're not going to be able to milk it year in, year out? You need money right now. And you're not getting it. All you're doing is making your Twitch channel as stagnant as your YouTube channel. You're an idiot. If you don't end up actually jumping on this right now while the iron's hot and actually get in there and really play and try to bring some people over to your stream, you're gonna flounder, and it's gonna be your own fault. You are an absolute idiot. It's a trend. It might be even a fad, but it's certainly a trend right now. The whole, PUBG, Fortnite type situation, the whole survival situation. You need to get on that. You need to get on it. Because you're the one who needs that money right now. And even if it's short-term money, then you need to go ahead and take that. Because guess what, Phil? You're all about short-term thinking anyway. That's all you do. That's all you know. So Fortnite it's a match made in heaven for you, even if it is only temporary. DSP News.
It has a viral community of viewers on Twitch. That's fine. I'm not one of them. I don't like this game. I played it. I don't like it. I actually hate it. I hate the fucking gameplay of it. I really do. Okay? I'm sorry. Even though PUBG kind of sucks, alright, it's still more of a traditional game than Fortnite is. Fortnite is just wonky as fuck. And I think people like it because it's free. Number one, it's free. That's why it's so popular. It's fucking free. So anyone can jump in on this game and play it whenever they want because it's fucking free. That's why it got popularity to begin with.
So you're angry because a popular game is free? What? How stupid are you? Like, wait a second. No, I'm not gonna give this a lot of time, but you're actually mad. He's actually mad that a popular game that is accessible to everybody is free, and people are making money off of it. Okay.
And I honestly don't like the building mechanic. Here's Ninja and his latest amazing gameplay. Oh, look, he's building wall, building wall, building wall, building wall. Oh, stairs, wall, stairs, wall, stairs, wall, stairs, wall, stairs, wall, stairs, wall. Oh, look, spring pad. Oh, he floats over to the back of the guy, shoots him in the back, end of the game. Wow, that's stupid. Did it show that he has amazing, gunplay skills and that, he's actually good at a game? No, it shows that he knows how to build fucking walls and jump behind someone and shoot them from behind. It's stupid. The game is fucking stupid. I hate it. I really do. So, that's why I just don't give a crap about Fortnite. So, congratulations to Ninja, who apparently is making $250,000 a month playing a piece of shit game. Enjoy, I guess. I certainly hope that he actually enjoys other games too, because Fortnite is not going to stick around. It'll probably be around, as a viral sensation on Twitch for a while. In particular, they just did a big update where the game runs now at 60 frames per second and everything, so everyone's hyped about it. It's going to die out, so hopefully the guy branches into other stuff and ends up having an actual career doing this. Then again, if he's making that much filthy, dirty money, more than likely he could just...
What do you mean filthy, dirty money? It wasn't filthy and dirty when you were making it back on YouTube all those years ago. But now a younger kid is making it, all of a sudden it's just filthy, dirty money. You're actually on stream right now begging for that same filthy, dirty money. But you have the nerve to sit there and shit on somebody else for it? And he doesn't have to beg for anything. All right.
Quit right now and never play another game ever, and he'll be fine. So, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, screw that game. I hate it, and I'm not going to play it. But congratulations to Ninja, I guess, for making that bank. I don't know what else to say, right? 8.
Here, let me actually step in and give you guys a quick analysis of what that was. This right here is he just showed his age there. This right here is an old man who is so stuck in his ways and has to hold on to his pride so closely. You know what I mean? It's funny because he'll sit there and he'll bare his ass and whatnot for some money, like a good whore, like we saw with that shower situation, beg for his money, completely throwing his pride away to beg children for money to save his house. but he won't play a game that he can make money off of. Not that he could, but that he can make money off. Because he's so old and he's so set in his ways that he still wants to be the realest person on YouTube. And he wants to separate himself from everybody else. That's essentially what he's doing here. It was the same thing with PUBG. People asked him to play PUBG for a long time up until when he finally did it. But see, the thing is, he didn't want to jump on the popular train. He wanted to sit there and still be him. You know what I mean? His ego is misplaced. He's too old, he's too set in his ways, and he won't do, especially in a situation like he's in now, he won't do what needs to be done to move forward. He's just too old and he's too stuck in his ways. He has all this pride and is misplaced. And for what? What does that get you? What does that get him? He's wasting his time. He's wasting your time if you're a Phil supporter. Well, also what? So he can jump back on it in 6 months? And then by then, the game would have transitioned so much that it'll be too late. It's Dragon Ball FighterZ Z all over again, except for just a much longer period of time. He can't get the building mechanics down. And the building mechanics is important because it helps set up strategy. But for Phil, it has to be brain dead stupid, point and shoot. Games have moved on past that. So, for example, the only reason why Call of Duty is where it's at is because of the name. And trust me, in my personal opinion, the last good Call of Duty game was Black Ops 2. I would say Ghost, but they made some mistakes with the maps were too damn big, the kill streaks were garbage. But that's just me, in my own personal opinion. Black Ops 2 was like the last great Call of Duty game. Maybe, I kind of like Black Ops 3, but the loot crates and all that shit, it's whatever. You know what I mean? World at War is just, I have no comment. I just have no comment. But he showed his age right there. He really did. He showed his age. You're too old to be doing this then, Phil, if you're still thinking the way you're thinking. If you really feel that holding on to your pride is more important than paying these taxes and saving your house, you need to get out of playing games altogether. You've played games for too long. It's time to get a real job. It's time to be a man and live up to your responsibilities. Just my opinion.
ES0411, who says, I think that a great idea for a future celebratory event would be a marathon of games that can make you rage. We want to see you have fun, but I think that a lot of people also want to see you rage on games like various fighting games and titles where you can die a lot like Super Meat Boy. I could see that. I could see that we hit a subs goal and I do the Rageathon, where I pick some of the most rage-inducing games ever made. Like, what's that game that everyone says? I want to be the guy or whatever. Super Meat Boy is another one. Yeah, I could see that. Just keep in mind, I keep it under control. Keep my blood. I don't want to die here on stream and have a fucking coronary heart attack because I'm so rage-fueled during a stream. So I guess we'll see. That'd be cool. It's a good idea. Actually, thank you for that suggestion, AES. I like that one. I'd honestly be curious to see what games do you think people would like to see me play in a marathon like that, right? Screw it. Here's what we're doing. We're doing it. I'm directly taking feedback from AES. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I agree with Snort Burnell. I want to see you play Scarface and actually beat it.
My tier 2 subscriber goal for this month is a Rageathon. We're doing it. How about that? So if I hit 500 subs, alright, this month, 500 subs, we'll do a Patriots Choice playthrough. If I hit 550 subs in March, we'll do a Rageathon. Shout out to Pack of Wild Chimps. Pack of Wild...
Now, here's the thing with that, and that's going to be a problem. He's just going to fake it. He'll fake the salt and the rage. Some of it will be authentic, but the rest of it's just going to be faked. So what's the point of that? That's no fun. That's what makes Volt Boy, David Davison, SJ Cruz, like people who make compilations like that. That's what makes their compilations so great, is because the salt is authentic. You're basically telling Phil, play a bunch of games and fake like you're upset. Fake like it pisses you off. It's not entertaining. The only reason why he chose it is because he knows it's going to be easy. He thinks he can fake his way through it. That's exactly what he's going to do. All right.
Do chimps actually roam in packs? That's certainly the first I've heard of this. Yes, did I ever get bullied? Yes, I did. In high school, I was bullied pretty bad for the first 2 years. I was beaten up.
You don't want to be butt fucked.
No surprise there.
Had my shit, like my backpack yanked, pulled, ripped. I had my stuff stolen. It got pretty bad. And you might say, well, how does Phil get bullied when he's, almost 6 feet tall and he's a big guy? Well, keep in mind, back in high school, that was before I was a big guy. I was skinny as shit. I was like a beanpole, all right? And a lot of the kids at my high school were actually bigger than me. They were like 6'2" or whatever. More the jock style kids. And they would bully me. And, later on, years later, of course, I started lifting weights or whatever, and I bulked up.
What? That's 100% a lie.
Exactly.
And it's 100% wrong.
Yep.
To where I am now. But back then, I didn't even have any weight to throw around. I was just...
To where you are now. And then, not a lick of muscle on you. Probably gone into atrophy by now. Like, what? Stop.
The tall, lanky, awkward kid who, got bullied. So there you go.
Got bullied? No. What I would guess is he talked a lot of shit. He talked a lot of shit, believing that no one would put no hands on him because, we'll just ignore him. And they probably did for a while. So he kept doing it. And then what happened was someone pressed him and whatnot. He curled up into a ball, and then they just ridiculed him from there on out. That's my guess.
Oh, there's your answer. Yes, absolutely.
Or one of his pals came through and defended him.
Almighty Black Theo did a 69-bit cheer and says, what is Cat cooking for dinner today? Well, we're planning to have leftover seafood chowder, but I just realized that it's a week old and it might not be so good. Seafood probably left over for a week ain't so good. So she's...
Wait a second. How much chowder did she make, and why is it a week old? If it was leftovers, that means you should have finished it up over the last couple of days, or did you bitch and complain to her about how you really didn't want to eat it anymore and you wanted something else? So she cooked something else. That's probably what happened. So don't throw out the excuse that it's a week old. It's that, just like with those sliders and that macaroni salad, she made you eat leftovers and you did it begrudgingly. And we all know that because you went on Twitter and bitched about it. And I think you did it on one of your streams too. So that's your own fault. You should have just eaten it. You should have finished it up in those 2 or 3 days, and that's it. You let it sit in your refrigerator for a week, you got what you have coming.
She's going to check it out and see if it looks good, and if it doesn't, we're probably just going to run and grab something quick. Well, actually, for the rest of the week, we have all meals scheduled. She's going to be making different meals during the week, but today, maybe a bust, because I think I planned pretty poorly here. I think we should have had that seafood chowder a little bit earlier.
Where's Kat? She was taking a shower when I was on break. She had just gotten out of the shower. So, that's where she is. I have no idea what else she's doing today. It's up to her. She cooked like crazy yesterday, so today's her day. We'll do whatever she wants.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, the maid just got out of the shower, guys. Yeah. I don't know what she's going to do with her day, though. Because, she's already taken care of her slave tasks all the way up to this point. Today's her day off. She can go ahead and do what she wants, I guess. Whatever. As long as Din Din's on the table at 7. Who cares, right? But you guys can have the image of her coming out of the shower with that grin on her face. Yeah.
Thank you, too. Almighty Black Theo, who did a 25-bit cheer, says, what is the best pasta you prefer, and what pasta is the easiest to eat?
What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh!
Bow tie pasta, because it's snazzy, and you can also wear it. There you go.
Okay.
Huh?
All right, King of Hypocrisy did a 25-bit cheer.
Thank you.
As you should be thankful.
Really, thank you.
That's right, bow your head.
What did he say? Let me guess. It's something stupid. I'm not surprised. That's usually what King of Hypocrisy says. He's talking about YouTube suggested videos being all detractor videos, and then he's stupid and thinks that I'm going to give a shout out inadvertently to one of the detractors by naming him in his cheer. I'm not going to do that because I'm not stupid, and I know, King of Hypocrisy, that you regularly do support detractors, so I'm not reading your cheer. Take that. And, of course, King of Hypocrisy acting like an asshole with another troll cheer, which I'm not going to read. King of Hypocrisy, people actually, you realize that people read what you say, right? It's not like you post stuff in the chat and people don't read it. People see everything you say. Even your name is a dig at me. We're not stupid. Good Lord. We're not all rocks. We actually have intelligence.
No. Okay, well, wait, no, and... No!
stupid. We know who you are. We know what you do. You have a public persona, silly. We're not blind.
I know you're lying.
At least he's entertaining. Like, you know what I'm saying? King of Hypocrisy is entertaining as hell. So at least he has that going for him, Phil. What do you have?
We don't watch streams with our eyes closed. By the way, I will say this because I said this on the pre-stream as well earlier today. Right now, folks, I am trying to raise funds for my taxes. My taxes are going to be due roughly in the middle of April. It's going to be, number one, the remaining taxes from 2017 that I still owe. Number two, the first federal tax payment for 2018. And then number three, my back payments for these state taxes that I owe for 2.5 years where I didn't pay them properly because of my old accountant not being an asshole, basically.
Wow.
That's all coming due in April. So if you'd really like to help me out, anything helps. Anything you guys do on stream, I'm very appreciative of anything you guys do to support. But if you have the option and you want to help out as much as you can, please tip me.
All right. And no, Sandvilla93, I'm not going to get banned for this because guess what? Twitch loves me and my streams. Twitch is the future. Twitch is huge to me. Twitch is the reason why I'm still doing this for a living. It's my main source of income. It's my livelihood, right? It is, very much.
Very much.
Twitch is what I do on a daily basis. There is no Twitch policy against asking for subs, asking for tips, or any of that. Does not exist. Okay? It's actually fully allowed. So there you go. Burn in hell, Burnell. And now I'm going to burn in hell for the rest of eternity because of it. You can't change who you are, I guess.
Apparently not.
What pasta do you prefer? I prefer...
Alright, guys. So there we go on that one. As you guys can hear, Phil has backtracked, as we all kind of thought he would, and a rather desperate attempt to have YouTube be his crutch, and he's doing it in a very poor, lazy, kind of snap neck type way. There was no forethought in it. Phil's not really good at thinking, as you guys might already be able to tell. And the situation is going to get worse if he doesn't make the right moves. And as I said, he needs to stop banning people. He needs to stop because it's not getting him anywhere. It's only hurting him. And if he doesn't stop, which he probably won't because he's sensitive, then he'll suffer with the consequences that come about. It's the only way. And the sad thing is he'll never learn. He'll just continue to go along the path that he's going because he just doesn't know any better. Well, that's neither here nor there. We've dropped some good advice to him. If he takes it, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. What more can you ask for? Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. I am your host, GTG. I'm signing off. End the broadcast.